Hello everyone, welcome to Amazing You. I am your host. My name is Dr. Ranithanacoody. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist using rapid transformational therapy, life and relationship coach, breathwork coach, astrologer, and lifeforce compassion practitioner. And today I am very honored to introduce you to the amazing Sarah Kinney, who is a community leader. She's also a facilitator and guide that leads through kindness and in creating engagement virtually or in-person events in order to foster trust in the community. And her team and her won the Better Business Bureau Torch Award in 2019. Sarah is a Director of Education who brought continuing education in the hair industry and helped to revolutionize through learning and development. Sarah is also part of the John Maxell team, and she will campaign about kindness. Sarah is a resiliency student for life, and today the topic of her talk is about kindness. So welcome, Sarah, to Amazing You.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on today.
Thank you, Sarah.
Very nice of you.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to have you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So, Sarah, tell us briefly about your story.
My story is I am an immigrant, and seeing my mother achieve great successes once we moved here, I was able to get her to mentor me to the kindness aspect of how we conduct business. So that starts the journey of the story. My fundamentals and foundations stem from the first career I obtained as director of education in the hair industry. Seeing the need so desperately that we as hairdressers did not know how to take a 1 + 1 and make it 2, making it an equation, simplistic as that, to formulate a hair color. And having to feel more like, I'm going to go pray in the back room to go get figure this out, and hopefully the color will come out just fine.
Yes.
So seeing immediately the need that education was a foundation and a fundamental principle to bring into the hair industry, I was a co-founder for a product line here in America, where we set up an education facility and helped started revolutionizing the hair industry within, making them successful, making them thrive. It was a wonderful time in our lives. And it put a lot of principles and values instilled in me that I still carry forward and that are so desperately needed today.
Yeah. And how long ago was that when you started?
Oh, let's give away my age. This was back in 88 through 96.
Okay. Wow. That is great that you've been a pioneer in that area. You are a pioneer in that area. Yes. Yeah. So tell us more about the kindness. How do you bring kindness in your life right now?
How do I bring it into my life is paying attention to be kind to myself if I feel the pain of not being heard or not achieving a goal.
Yes.
Recognizing it's okay as long as I am learning from my mistakes and keep pushing forward. I persevere and push on and on and on if it is a valuable goal to achieve or an honorable goal to achieve, meaning it gives not just to me, it gives to others as well.
Yes.
So the kindness is to share in stories what we can do within our communities to understand one another through indifference.
Yes.
Get those other perspectives. I thrive on knowing other perspectives because I love to challenge my own thoughts sometimes. There's certain things that, I'm steadfast on, but for the most part, I definitely love to learn differences and challenge myself in that way. And finding that avenue opened up our doors to learning more, creates that kindness, that caring heart. Or if it's not of value to you, let it go. So you don't suffer so much.
Yeah. And how do you bring kindness to the community, to the work that you do?
Loving energy through volunteering, through speaking engagements,
right,
and or facilitating, where we just communicate. Gain engagement is number one. How to facilitate for engagement, if it's virtually or in person, is an art to have. And it's an important one nowadays since we are so spread apart. We all are desiring this community feeling again. And it's so inspiring right now. So just sharing how to engage brings forth that kindness, because you have to know how to be kind and understand one another to do so.
Yes. And it's correct that you said it starts with oneself first, to be kind to oneself. And when we are kind to ourselves first, then we can spread that kindness to others. It's always starts with ourselves, because we are a reflection. Other people are just a reflection of who we are. So if we are kind, we will see kindness around.
Yeah. And if I may say something on that,
go on.
I struggle like everyone struggles.
Right.
Sometimes so detrimental or so hard, or maybe I don't even recognize it immediately.
Yes.
But what helps a lot in the message I always want to set forth or pay forward is, if you know how to tune into yourself after a time period, that those little messages start to trickle out, and then having the skill set to come out of that. Yes, we'll experience these hardships, but not as long or even lifelong. We can let go, we can forgive, we can move forward.
Yes, that's so true. Do you have a technique that you use in order to bring that kindness back whenever you are facing a challenging time, to bring that kindness back to yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Probably the first one is acts of kindness. Actually, just natural acts of kindness. Go outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
Get away from taking it all or thinking of yourself. Just get out there in your community. Take a dish to your neighbor who hasn't been seen for days. Just do a simple act of kindness. Saying gratitudes to people. Communicate maybe here and there, but haven't spoken regularly. Anything positive, any kind of acts really help start the transition to come out of that negative mindset. For me, that's first.
I really like that, because I experienced that once, and I was in a very challenging situation. And the moment I step out and started helping somebody else who was coming to me for help, I forgot my issue. I forgot the issue at hand, and it gave me so much joy to welcome that person. And that challenging time, I could go through that very easily. It wasn't as hard, as long as it would be, but having that person that I could help made me forget my own pain, I would say.
Yeah.
And it helped me to go through that period very easily, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great start, but it's not a great ending.
No.
For sure, though. It's just a start to get you moving.
Yes. Yeah. Is there anyone that has really inspired you with his or her act of kindness?
I've got several. Erica Kelly.
Okay.
She's also a John Maxell. She's an executive leader.
Right.
She also is an Air Force, retired Air Force commander that worked for the Pentagon.
Okay.
She always inspires me, and her acts of kindness are always extended. And never a judgment, never a judgment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have a mentor here that I'm working with presently, to get me into a new field, and also not bringing in the judgment, understanding even through our challenges, or if I'm learning something new and have to repeat it a few times to master it, she's patient and understanding through kindness.
Yes, I think that when I think of that, it's bringing to me the compassion for the self, where we are kind to ourselves without judging ourselves, and we accept ourselves in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can shift so many things for us, in even the way that we think when we just pause and have that moment of kindness towards ourselves.
May I add one more person? But I
Yes.
forget her last name, and you know her, Sanit.
Yes.
Through Power Hour. I love Sanit. What a beautiful soul she is. Beautiful soul. She's a loving soul.
Yes, she really live that kindness on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, and not only for herself, but how she projects herself, how she talks to people, and how she makes people feel.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is a special gift to her. And
Yes.
I wish her the best success from that, because it's just amazing. You don't find it often.
No, she's such a very special soul that we both got the opportunity to meet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I think it's a great person to bring in today, to mention that what she's been doing as well in the community, and how she served the community through her kindness, and what she's doing for all the women, not only in her country, but she's impacting women across all over the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And what would you say today, Sarah, to encourage people who are facing some tough times and who are listening or who are watching us?
It's okay if you're stuck. Let the time lapse. Sometimes we just need time to heal, but don't let it go too long. Learn your cycles if you are suffering. And if you find yourself that you're just down and out longer than you should be, please reach out and find someone to help you. There are skill sets, there's therapies, there's plenty of support agents out there everywhere. What I encourage is find your passion, number one. Find what you're really passionate about. And if you don't know it, that's okay as well. You'll figure it out. And there are guides out there that can get you through to finding what your passion is. It just needs to be facilitated towards that. Look at other perspectives. This is my second one. Look at how you view yourself. Out of first we view ourselves from how you see me, but is that true to me?
Yeah.
So recognize that, so you're not so hurt if you think someone's viewing you incorrectly. So you don't feel so judged, is why I say, pay attention to your perspectives on how others perceive you, and then also how you perceive yourself. That ties right into that, is what the second part. Be more, that's probably a proper word, not determined, but persevere. Sorry, I had to think. be persevere through. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Just don't give up. Keep moving forward. And yes, you're going to get hit and fail many times before you succeed, and that is okay as long as we learn those lessons, right?
Yes.
As long as we move forward and learn from it. So, and don't do it too much. And then be kind.
Yes.
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Be patient with yourself, but also be accountable for yourself, meaning you have to take ownership in what you do. We need a society that can stay together strong, meaning that we have to take ownership wherever we work, whatever we get involved with, family, the whole 9 yards. So take ownership in what you do, but yet through a kind way.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
And would you tell us about a book that has inspired you the most and why?
Yes. Back before I give you the book, back in 1993, I received my first emotional intelligence training class. Okay. And it was actually for presentations, because back then I was doing it, a lot of education, and I had to do presentations on stage as well.
Right.
We had to learn for a whole week how to create an emotional experience. So I got certified back then how to conduct an emotional experience result live. And that led to me reading the book by Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence, which I'm very thrilled to have learned how, but also in a personal level. So learned how to give that experience, but also in a personal level, recognize my own emotions through how I feel and how I interact and engage within others. Yeah. And not taking it so personally, you know, knowing what is real is important, finding those facts and feeling those feelings and letting them go if they're not even relevant, which most of the time they really are not. It's from a past experience that's not presently relevant. Yes. And we just can't let go of it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot of lessons throughout the years, and he started it all. So Daniel Goleman is probably the biggest inspiration I had.
Wow. Thank you. And would you like to tell us briefly about what you do, Sarah?
What I do right now is reinventing myself first and foremost. So I'm part of the John Maxell team, and I'll start doing campaigns through that. Right. What's dear to my heart are two areas. One is I'm a volunteer, and I'm always active in volunteering some way. Okay. I'm a volunteer with the Lions Club, and I give back by helping to create events. Yeah. And we give to the community. We provide free everything, and we do not get paid at all at this nonprofit. Also, I volunteer with veterans councils or veteran communities. So we just had a pizza challenge, and it seemed like our whole town came in and donated money for the veterans, you know, since last week was the Veterans Day celebration, and it's just marvelous. I love giving back. My husband is 4th generation military, and we've experienced Iraq war and all that. So I have a lot of stories in that area as well that impacted my life.
Thank you. That's wonderful. And how can people contact you, Sarah, if they want to get in touch with you and know more? And how can they contact you?
If you want my honest opinion, I want you to call me. Okay. Everyone does emails. I like to hear a voice. It is very important to me to hear a voice. So first, send me an email to Serena Kinney at Gmail, serenaredkinney@gmail.com. Okay. And say, hey, Sarah, I'm going to be reaching out to you. I heard your podcast. You know, give me a little reference to what it was in regards to. I'm going to be calling you. Here's my number, so I can save the number in my phone and know you're going to be reaching out, and I'm not going to think you're a spam caller. So I like phone calls or virtual engagement. Oh, wow. I don't like emails at all. To me, it's not personable, and it doesn't connect on a deeper level or a meaningful level.
Okay. So we'll put your email so that people can reach out to you, and then you can give them a ring, or they can call you back. Yes. Sarah, it has been a great pleasure talking to you. I would like to say thank you so much for taking the time today. For between all the things that you are doing, you are such a busy lady, and thank you for taking the time to talk to the audience, to share part of your journey, and to share about the topic of kindness today. And I wish you a lot of success in your new career that you are transitioning into, and that you touch the lives of many, many people. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it, and I'm very honored to have you tonight. Thank you.
Sending my kind, loving energies to everyone. Bless you.
And thank you to the audience for watching, for listening, and for subscribing. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye.